If you remember, Steve Harvey, who was roasted by Katt Williams in the Shannon Sharpe interview, and Dia Hughley, who was shown respect by Katt in that same interview, were two comedians who publicly shamed Shannon Sharpe for participating in a negative interview. Hughley would even go as far as to call Sharpe Wendy Williams with muscle.
Katt Williams' explosive interview with Shannon Sharpe on the Club Shay Shay podcast has become the talk of the town, shaking up Hollywood like never before. In this nearly 3-hour conversation, Williams didn't hold back, delivering scathing critiques of several big names.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.G. Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
So Katt Williams said it. The lawsuit started coming out right after he said it, and he said all would be exposed. He heavily implied, and this is again an allegation, that Lucien Grange was having some sort of a homosexual relationship with Diddy. So he is the person that controls Diddy, that Lucien Grange was aware of these parties, that Universal Music Group was aware of these parties. Essentially, that Diddy is the thug and the gangster working on behalf of Lucien Grange.
Katt Williams' recent appearance on Shannon Sharpe's podcast, Club Shay Shay, has sparked major controversy and garnered over 40 million views in less than a week.
Posting 6 to 8 times per day for 3 months. My first video that I remember blowing up was a transition to 21 Savage. I think I started diving into rap from then, and then started doing like the Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, all of that. Like that was definitely an era. Remember I hit 1 million followers, and then January, a month later, I hit 7 million followers. So I'd gained 6 million in 1 month. It was just like the craziest thing. And I was in my last semester of college, and I was just like, okay, like, I guess this is just gonna be my full-time job. And it was a full-time job. Like, I took the algorithm and the content very seriously. I would wake up at 6 a.m. because I needed to post by 8 a.m. Otherwise, I felt like, okay, the news aren't gonna do this.
And this is exactly why I tell you guys, if your strategy is for you to monetize your accounts with a lot of followers, then you want to make sure that you're posting at least 3 to 6 times a day, especially on platforms where you're posting short form content. When I say short form content, I mean content that is less than 60 seconds. So that's what I consider short form. Now, it can be 6 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, anything up to that 60-minute mark. I have chosen to create content that is specifically over the 60 seconds because I know for the monetization platforms, your video needs to be more than a minute. So that's why I create these types of videos for you guys, because I want you guys to see other content creators who are out here killing it. And I mean making money on their accounts, right? They're making more than a full-time income. They're making about 4 to 5 people's full-time incomes with social media, just posting videos. Okay? So as you start to look at yourself as an entertainer, an educator, someone who is using a video medium in order to either educate or to entertain, and you really take this stuff seriously, you can make a ton of money and monetize your content. But you have to be serious about your posting schedule and stay on top of it and create good content.
During the interview, Williams made several bold statements about other comedians, including Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer. He criticized them for allegedly compromising their personal standards for career opportunities, contrasting their choices with his own refusal to accept certain roles. During the interview, Williams accused these comedians of compromising their personal standards for career opportunities. He suggested that Kevin Hart, in particular, accepted roles that he, Williams, had turned down due to their content, implying that Hart lacked the same level of integrity.
But if you remember, he said it. He said, this is going to put you in another dimension.
He definitely did.
He said,
but my mama said, boy, there's power in the tongue.
Yes. He told me, and my guy Jordan is over there. He said, now they're going to come for you. I said, can't come for me for what? I didn't say anything.
Right.
He said, they're going to come. And they're going to say a lot of different things. And they're going to be some people that you thought you might be able to get that they're not going to come now.
However, Shannon Sharpe's handling of the interview has also faced intense scrutiny. Critics argue that Sharpe should have challenged Williams' statements more rigorously.
If you watch us or you listen to us, I'm a conversationalist.
Me too.
If you want hard hitting, that's 60 minutes. That's Dateline. That's 48 hours. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to open up the floor. I'm not going to cut the guest off. A lot of times, people that have platforms like this, they like to hear their voice. When people watch, when they turn on and they listen and they watch or they listen to Club Shay Shay, they want to hear my guest voice. So my job is to get out of the way. P-Mac, I had to make a split-second decision because when he came on, he was already on one. If you remember, he was doing this. So I already knew because he were talking, and I was like, okay, let's get him mic'd up.
How long you talked to him before?
We talked, he got there early, so that's why I lost track of time. Because normally when they said, okay, we're going at noon.
Sharpe defended his approach, stating that his intention was to provide a platform for his guests to speak freely and share their unfiltered perspectives. He clarified that he does not see himself as a journalist, but as an entertainer whose goal is to facilitate open and honest conversations with celebrities and athletes.
Shannon Sharpe says after Katt Williams, guests won't come on his show.
He said, now they're going to come for you. I said, can't come for me for what? I didn't say anything. He said, they're going to come, and they're going to say a lot of different things, and they're going to be some people that you thought you might be able to get that they're not going to come now, and that's absolutely has happened. That's absolutely has happened. They were so excited. Thanks for reaching out. We can't wait to sit down. And a day later, they can't do it. No call. They won't follow. So forth and so on. You know, I had Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey did 8 million views. Had Coach Prime. I've had a lot of comedians, right. and some of the comedians had taken shots at other comedians, but nothing like this. I didn't expect the vitriol. When you play sports, you understand that Atlanta fans, even though you're from Atlanta, they're going to have a little resentment towards you because you beating their team. I got that. But in this situation, I can honestly say I did not expect the level of vitriol.
Sharpe faced criticism for not challenging Williams' statements more rigorously. In response, he defended his approach, stating that his goal was to provide a platform for open and honest conversations, not to act as a journalist. He emphasized that he is an entertainer aiming to bring out unique perspectives from his guests.
Monetize your accounts with a lot of followers, then you want to make sure that you're posting at least 3 to 6 times a day, especially on platforms where you're posting short form content. When I say short form content, I mean content that is less than 60 seconds. So that's what I consider short form. Now, it can be 6 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, anything up to that 60-minute mark. I have chosen to create content that is specifically over the 60 seconds because I know for the monetization platforms, your video needs to be more than a minute.
I said I'm a conversationalist, but what people are upset about is that for some reason people come to me and I don't look at them with judgy eyes. I have no predetermined notion or preconceived notions, and they open up to me. Right. That's what they're upset about, because if you look at a lot of these people that's been on other podcasts, they don't do the views that they do when they come on Club Shay Shay.
From the outset, Sharpe knew that having Katt Williams on his podcast would be a game changer. Known for his no-holds-barred comedy and fearless commentary, Williams came prepared, having meticulously studied Sharpe's previous interviews.
I think sometimes people in our position that do what you and I do, they want to hear their voice instead of the guest. Well, I can go home and hear myself talk if I wanted to, if that's what I wanted to hear. I think for the most part that people tune in to watch my pod because they want to hear what the guests have to say. I let the guests speak. People say, well, you push back on Amanda Seales.
Sharpe acknowledged this, saying he was aware that Williams had a lot to say and was ready to make headlines. I knew Katt had a lot on his mind and that he was going to speak freely, Sharpe noted, setting the stage for a candid and explosive dialogue.
Katt, he had studied every interview that I had done, conversation I had, he had studied. Because a lot of things that we didn't mention on the show, he was talking about it but if you notice, he was like, he was doing this, he did this a lot. So his recall, everything that somebody had said, that he had a question, it didn't happen like that.
The interview also delved into Williams' Hollywood experiences, including his claim that he had removed a sexual assault scene from his breakout movie, Friday After Next. This claim was publicly denied by Ice Cube, the film's creator, adding another layer of controversy to the interview.
What's cracking? It's your homie Ice Cube. Everybody been checking out the internet. And Katt Williams. First of all, I just want to say, we shot that movie over 20 years ago. So, people have different perspectives, and it's been a long time.
Kevin Hart, one of Williams's primary targets, responded with humor, advising Williams to let go of his anger while promoting his upcoming film, Lift. The fallout from the interview saw a mixed response from the public and the industry. While some applauded Williams for his candor, others criticized him for seemingly attacking his peers without provocation.
I said it, and this sums it up well. Like, you don't entertain the circus, you watch it. Right? And when a lion comes out and rides the bike, you don't think about it too hard. You just go, okay, that's crazy. The lion's riding the bike. And then you go home and enjoy the rest of your day. I don't feed into the stuff at all. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment to a certain degree. So you just hope that people can be smart enough and have a tremendous amount of logic to just go and possibly do research or fact check. And if they do, then great. If they don't, then kudos to that as well. I just don't have the time for it. There's too much going on.
Katt Williams made several incendiary comments about Diddy, claiming he had to protect his integrity by declining invitations to Diddy's parties, insinuating that these events involved inappropriate activities. Williams stated, "I've got to protect my integrity and that virgin hoe."
They were so excited. Thanks for reaching out. We can't wait to sit down. And a day later, they can't do it. And then no call, they won't follow, so forth and so on. So I understand what comes along with an interview like that. Did I expect it? No. Did I expect all the negativity that came along? Because, I had Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey did 8 million views, had Coach Prime, I've had a lot of comedians.
Williams's remarks suggested that Diddy's parties were not just social gatherings, but involved more serious, questionable behavior, which Williams refused to be a part of. Following his incendiary remarks about various comedians and entertainers, Williams faced massive backlash. He warned Sharpe that the controversial nature of their discussion might deter future guests from appearing on the podcast.
Shannon Sharpe would talk about his infamous Katt Williams interview, which is now the most viewed podcast interview in YouTube history, sitting at just over 70 million viewers. Now, during the conversation, Sharpe told Newton that Katt predicted the interview would catapult Sharpe onto a higher level. In addition to predicting the success of the interview, Katt would also issue a warning to Sharpe, saying that it will now be harder to secure certain guests for Club Shay Shay.
He said, now they're gonna come for you. I said, can't come for me for what? I didn't say anything.
Right.
He said, they're gonna come, and they're gonna say a lot of different things, and they're gonna be some people that you thought you might be able to get, that they're not gonna come now. That's absolutely has happened. They were so excited. Thanks for reaching out. We can't wait to sit down. A day later, they can't do it, and then no call, they won't follow, so forth and so on.
Sharpe said he understood what comes with getting an interview of that magnitude, but he did not expect all the negativity that was attached. Sharpe will go on and mention that some of his industry peers that he was cordial with also took shots at him publicly.
The explosive conversation, with Katt Williams candidly criticizing various prominent figures, made the podcast go viral, amassing over 50 million views in just 2 weeks. His forthright comments triggered widespread reactions, generating memes, response videos, and even a parody on Saturday Night Live.
I remember getting up and I turned back and I look at my Katt, and I look at my producer and he's shaking his head. I'm like, oh man, we done messed up. So I'm like, what did I say?
Yeah.
Did I say something? Did he like, this is gonna be the talk of 24.
No way.
I'm like, you think so? He's like, Shannon. And he's looking at me just like I'm looking at you, Cam. He's like, Shannon, this is gonna be viral for the whole year. I said, come on, man. Gil, I mean, I remember walking out and CJ, the producer of the show, he's like, Shannon, this is gonna blow up the internet. I said, you think so? Mm-hmm. I said, I think it was good. He's like, no, you haven't done anything like this. I think this is gonna be really, really, really good. But you don't know.
You don't know.
Because there have been some that I thought I did an excellent job and it didn't get the views, the likes, the mention, and didn't go viral like I thought it would. And I did some I thought it did was okay, but it just took off.
Yeah.
And everybody was just, They were just shaking their head. I was like, what? They're like, Shannon, this is gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharpe revealed that he made a significant amount of money from his viral interview with Katt Williams on the Club Shay Shay podcast. During an episode of his other podcast, Nightcap, with co-host Chad Johnson, Sharpe mentioned that he earned more from this single interview than he did in any year he played in the NFL.
Ocho, did you hear what I said? I said the Katt Williams interview, that one interview, I made more money on that one interview than I did in any 1 year of my NFL career. Now y'all go look up my NFL career and see what my highest earning year was. And Katt did that. Katt did.
Thank you, Katt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Katt.
Some people on the internet have done the calculations based on Shannon Sharpe's hint and concluded that he may have earned more than $5 million from this single podcast.
Shannon Sharpe apparently made over $5 million from the Katt Williams interview. And not to pocket watch another man, but this is incredible. Said he made more from that one interview than he did in any year of playing in the NFL. And bro made some bank in the NFL. The most he ever made, 2000 with the Ravens, $5 million in a season. And I know he probably made money from like Spotify, TikTok, YouTube. But the YouTube video itself got 62 million views, huge numbers. And in the content world, huge numbers pay. So it looks like from this 62 million YouTube, obviously a lot of Spotify and stuff as well, this was a $5 million video.
Sharpe hinted at his substantial payday by saying, "Whatever you think I made, triple it." This statement suggests his earnings were at least 3 times higher than any speculated amount. For example, if someone thought he made $2 million, he implied he actually made $6 million. This comment highlights the extraordinary financial success he achieved from the interview, underscoring the substantial impact and revenue generated from its viral popularity.
At one point, the video was getting 260,000 views per hour. And if we were to break that down just for fun, 260,000 divided by 1,000 views is 260. Then we multiply that by the $12 per 1,000 views that Shannon Sharpe got paid. At one point, he was making over $3,000 an hour.
Overall, Katt Williams' interview on Club Shay Shay has not only sparked controversy but also cemented the podcast's place in the media landscape. It highlighted the complexities of maintaining integrity in Hollywood and sparked debates that continue to resonate. That's it for today. Stay tuned until next time.